Joshua, it's so nice to meet you and talk to you, and I wanted to thank you for taking the time to speak with me. We're all really excited about the new season, and we can't believe it's only a couple days away.
That's crazy. Thank you so much.
The first thing to go to is what can fans expect from this new season? Of course, there's a lot of things that everyone's excited for that we've seen in the trailer, so I'm sure we can't get too many spoilers, but is there a difference between season one and season two? What can fans expect?
Yeah, I would say the only difference obviously is that it is faster, it is funnier, it is meaner. But I wouldn't say that wasn't a decision about season two. We actually got our order for season two while we were in the midst of making season one. So we were able to arc the 22 episodes that comprise both together. And because of that ability, it really is an extension. So it's just simply that you get on a freeway and you drive a little cautiously in the very beginning. And when the road opens up, you kind of go faster and faster and hope you're kind of getting away with it. I'd say that's what's happening in season two. The road has opened up and now we can go faster. So yeah, more scandal, more drama, more fights. I'd say it's deeper because you know the characters more, and so when they go through something painful or traumatic, you feel it maybe more deeply. I do think there's more emotion in this season. I think it's also there's more OMG moments because now when you don't know characters yet, OMG moments don't really hit, but when you really know them and they happen, you're like, oh, I can't believe that's actually happening right now. To Julian. So there's I'd say just more. More is the watchword of season two.
Perfect. And Gossip Girl is the perfect kind of show, like you said, to kind of rev up and run down the road even faster than before. And since you mentioned some of those OMG moments, one OMG moment that everyone is buzzing about is the return of Michelle Trachtenberg as Georgina. What can you tell us about that? Was that something that you planned from day one to have her return? Did it take some convincing? What was that process like?
So from the moment the show was picked up, I knew I wanted Georgina back. I feel very close to Georgina. I was obviously in the first 5 seasons in the writers' room, first show. So from the birth of Georgina all the way through, I just knew I had to have her back. So and Michelle and I have stayed in touch like over the years, checking with each other. So once she saw that the show was ordered, she reached out to me. She's like, "Okay, when am I coming back?" And I was like, "Great, I definitely want you back." But we knew we had to wait because we wanted Georgina to create the maximum chaos and the maximum damage. And to do that, you need to have set up the most so the walls can really fall down in the biggest way. So we knew she was going to come back for season two, and it didn't take any convincing at all for anybody. I mean, everybody was like, "Oh my god, yes! When? What's she going to do? How great is she going to look?" I mean, we put her. Eric puts her in the best outfits. I mean, everything about it was just amazing, a great thing to have return, and I can't wait for the audience to see it. And Georgina hasn't changed, and the world has. So seeing Georgina in this new world is really, really a treat and very fascinating.
We cannot wait. All the viewers are super excited. I think everybody's been, chomping at the bits to see the combination of the new world and the old world. So it's going to be really, really exciting. And fans are very passionate of this show and of the previous show. So I wanted to ask you, how has the fan reaction been? Has there been a fan reaction that has surprised you the most?
No, I mean, I would say like I really love how much the show has been sort of memed and how much people get all of our silly little references and stuff. And like on TikTok, especially, I think the show's really blown up there. And I'm really grateful to that. And I think that nothing surprised me. I think I was prepared for people to sort of have a hard time in the very beginning of season one because we made a choice to not try to replicate the original because we don't have Blake and Leighton and Ed and Chase and Penn. Like if you don't have those people, you can't replicate it. So we wanted to do our own thing. And I knew that the audience would want the original and it would take them a little while to sort of be like, oh, okay, this is new, but kind of the same. And I think they got there and I'm very grateful for that. And I believe that they are now along for the ride. But of course, in the very beginning, I was just like, oh, guys, please understand, like, we wouldn't try to make the original unless we had the original. So I am really grateful for the fans to stick through that growing pain, to get into like, oh, okay, I get what this is now. And I think season two will feel, and I've heard people feel it does feel more like the original than ever. And I think that's because now they're just in it. Like there's no, wait, who's the, Chuck, who's the Vanessa? Like now you're just like along for the ride.
Yeah, now a lot of since everyone knows the characters and the new environment, now it's just full steam ahead, all the fun, all the drama, all the scandal. Everyone's really, really excited. So since everybody has different parts of this Gossip Girl and the previous Gossip Girl that they love, whether it be the relationships, the drama, the fashion, there's so many things to love about it. I wanted to ask you about some of the couples and some of the ships. Do you have a favorite ship? Do you have a plan for some of the relationships going forward that you'd be excited to see?
Yeah, I had sort of roughly beaten out 4 seasons when I first sold the show because I wanted to make sure that we had enough high school stories to tell because we got out of high school pretty quickly in the first one. And this time I was like, we all felt, Josh, Stephanie and I, that we should stay in high school longer. So I had like a rough outline, and the writers and I have actually created season 3 already in our heads because we needed to know where we were going for this season. It's always good to do that. So I would say favorite ships, like I love them all. It's different because I think our ships are streaming because it's less episodes gives you the ability to take longer with certain people. If we were doing 25 a year, the triad would be broken up 15 times already. But because it's actually only 12 or 10 a year, you have this ability to really take their time with them. And so, of course, I love the triad. But like, if you ask me about other ships, I love Julian and Audrey's friendship. I love Zoya and Shan's friendship. I mean, obviously, that's more of a season 2 thing than a season 1 thing. But Shan is one of my favorite characters that I've ever created. And I just love Grace so much, who plays her, and the chemistry between her and everybody, but especially her and Whitney, who plays Zoya, is off the charts. So there aren't just romantic ships that are my ships; they're just our character ships, that are those
Yeah.
things. So yeah, I would say them all. I love them all. I think there's some surprise also. Some of the ships don't make it all the way through or change a little bit, and I think that's always nice when that happens. So I'm curious what the fans will think.
Yeah, we're all really excited to see. I'm sure by the beginning of season 2 and by the end of season 2, people will have all new different friendships and relationships that they're going to love to see. And
Totally.
we're really excited. We can't wait. Thanks so
Great.
much for speaking with us today and can't wait to see what's ahead.
Thank you. Have a great afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thanks.